Welcome to the survival world. Forget your past. Forget your comfort. There's only one rule: survive. Armed with nothing but a treehouse seed, you must find hope and build a home in a jungle crawling with danger. Chapter 11. Plant seed. Seeing how easy on the eyes she was, Sue Xian decided to give her a little insider tip. Try digging around the soil near your treehouse. Put it on the identification table and check its grade. Soil has levels too. We just can't see them. Li Wenxi practically leaped off the bed, chest toward the screen, and then quickly sat back down, eyes sparkling with curiosity. So soil is a resource too? What did you find? Sue Xian explained the patterns he had observed between soil fertility and plant growth. The more she listened, the more animated her expression became. Her eyes even glimmered with admiration as she looked at him. Sue Xian, no, I mean, big bro, you're so strong. Take me flying, she said, pretending to bow grandly on her bed that Sue Xian could only stare, a mix of amusement and exasperation. You believe that so easily? Aren't you going to test it? He asked. Test what? Li Wenxi shrugged casually, sitting back on the edge of the bed. I don't see any blue-grade plants around me, and you wouldn't lie to me, right? Sue Xian muttered. I feel like you'd count someone else's money even if you were sold off. What kind of thing is that to say? Just a moment ago she was the big bro. Now she's this guy? Li Wenxi's almond eyes widened. Are you really lying to me? Sue Xian rolled his eyes. What do I gain from lying to you? He realized this girl was genuinely naive, probably overprotected at home, assuming everyone around her was good. Luckily, he had enough resources and special abilities that scamming others was unnecessary. Otherwise, she could have easily been exploited. Enough chatting. Time to work. Sue Xian stood, putting the stone pickaxe aside. Now he wanted to make an upgraded shovel. The tree trunks had been chopped down, but the stumps remained. Better clear them first. Besides, he remembered that shovels had a chance of producing seeds. I don't want to, Li Wenxi pouted. My whole body's sore from yesterday's mining. For her, the past 2 days had been lonely, stuck in a place where her future felt uncertain, her life not fully in her hands. Mining was all she knew how to do. Chatting with someone, especially a handsome guy, was a welcome distraction. She wasn't ready to end the call yet. Today's the last day of newbie protection, Sue Xian urged. Tomorrow who knows what might pop up? Better gather as many stones as we can today. Okay. Although sore, she understood his point. With their stress partially relieved from these 2 days, she knew she couldn't afford to stop that as someone disciplined enough to stick with fitness routines. Her self-control exceeded most people's. Then, let's talk again tonight, she said, reluctantly. Sure, we'll chat tonight. Sue Xian ended the video call. He grabbed a blue stone and immediately crafted a shovel. Improved shovel. Green can dig blue level and lower soil materials. 50% chance to obtain seeds from the soil. Durability. 200. From near zero probability to 50%. Powerful. Sue Xian grabbed both his stone axe and the new shovel and descended from the treehouse. The upgraded shovel cleared stumps with a single strike. Obtained. Ordinary soil. Green. *1. Wood. Green. *1. Poplar tree seed. *1. The stump turned into wood. And he even got a seed. Poplar tree seed. Can be planted in soil. Takes 10 days to grow into a harvestable poplar tree. He examined the seed. Like the treehouse seed, it had no visible grade. His identification ability couldn't detect its level. He speculated that the resulting tree's grade probably depended on soil fertility. The dug soil left a hole, which Sue Xian filled back in, and he continued digging. Soon, he collected over 20 poplar tree seeds and 40+ pieces of wood. Instead of replanting seeds at the same spots, he flattened the ground beneath the treehouse. Every trip upstairs would be easier without trees in the way, and the cleared space could later host facilities or low-height crops. He stacked the wood upstairs, chopped more trees, and planted seeds in cleared spaces, ensuring sustainable growth. By midday on the 3rd day, the first floor was filled with stacked wood. Sue Xian wiped his sweat and decided to eat lunch before exploring new areas in the afternoon. The last half-day of newbie protection needed to be used wisely. Before that, a bath was mandatory. His body felt sticky and uncomfortable. After washing and cleaning his clothes, the midday sun dried them quickly. The sunlight filtered through dense banyan leaves, as if the leaves were semi-transparent. Eating fruit and bread to replenish energy, Su Xn glanced at the chat hall. Who is water? I'm dying of thirst. This place has nothing but trees. Aren't there creeks nearby? Didn't you walk around? I don't even know where my treehouse is anymore. Why did I choose to build my treehouse here? Anybody near a creek? Share some water. It's not like it's valuable. While Su Xin and Li Wenxi discussed blue-grade materials, many players still struggled to secure basic water. But Su Xin had no intention of helping. Carrying water up was a time sink, and he had the last half day of newbie protection. Sure, he could make containers, barrels, bowls, etc. with white wood, even without a crafting table. Once he had a backpack to carry water freely, maybe he'd help others. For now, not worth it. Let the saints show off. He didn't need to compete. After all, water resources were effectively infinite for those who found a source. Moving them to others only yielded white-grade materials in exchange, a waste of effort. Chapter 12. Exploring the Resource Zone. Li Wenxi is initiating a video call. Accept? Su Xian froze. A video call in the middle of the day? Wasn't it supposed to be tonight? And he wasn't even wearing pants. Naturally, he declined immediately. Why hang up on me? Li Wenxi typed back. I was washing my clothes, Su Xian replied. Oh. Li Wenxi is initiating a voice call. Accept? He accepted. Why wash clothes at noon? Li Wenxi's cheerful voice came through instantly. Fast work at noon, finished right after lunch. Won't affect the afternoon. Makes sense. I usually shower in the evening. Is it appropriate to discuss bathing with someone you just met? Oh well, whatever, you can't see anyway. So why the call? Just checking how your morning went. How many trees did you chop? Enough to trade with you. How about you? Didn't slack off, right? I didn't. My treehouse's first floor is full of stone. I'm done for the afternoon. Need to rest. I'm exhausted. Li Wenxi's voice now sounded lazy, almost like she was napping. Then you should explore a new direction this afternoon. Last safe afternoon, don't waste it. You're literally an evil capitalist. I'm not a capitalist. You're not working for me. Fine. I'll wander around. Maybe I'll find something good. Don't forget to trade materials tonight. Li Wenxi didn't sound enthusiastic, but she followed his suggestion. Good. After hanging up, Su Xian's clothes were dry. He got dressed and rested another half hour, then descended the treehouse and set off in the opposite direction from his earlier path. Not long after, he paused. Other survivors might not notice, but his identification ability could clearly see the boundary. Inside this zone, where he currently stood, greenery thrived. At least half of the resources were green-grade. Outside the boundary, mostly white with occasional green sparkles that he looked back. About 1 kilometer from the lake. His ability reached roughly 1 kilometer. The green glow from the lake had vanished. He'd hit the limit. Looking at the endless white zone beyond, he hesitated, then decided not to venture further. Resource zones weren't close together. Going beyond would likely waste time in a sea of low-grade materials. Better to explore this zone thoroughly first. The entire afternoon, Su Xian roamed the resource zone. And as expected, the zone lived up to its name. He found a blue-grade orange tree. Orange, blue directly consumable fruit. Sweet and sour. Energizes the consumer. 1 hour of heightened alertness with no side effects. Energized? Su Xian raised an eyebrow. Would it work like adrenaline? Maybe a small burst at dangerous moments. Regardless, it was blue-grade, so he picked all the oranges. The distance from his treehouse wasn't far, but who knew if animals would eat them once newbie protection ended? Better safe than sorry. From experience, the large red berries, blue, remained fresh for 2 days even in hot weather, while ordinary red berries would soften and spoil. Blue-grade foods clearly lasted longer. This orange tree had over 100 fruits. He didn't want to carry all of them. Some might spoil. Using the old trick, he stuffed 30 oranges into his clothes, opening one to eat. Nothing happened immediately, just that the orange tasted better than any he'd had before. But after finishing the last segment, a cool wave surged through his brain. His mental fatigue vanished instantly, though his body still felt tired. He felt ready for action again. This was a workaholic's dream fruit. Seizing the energy, he carried the remaining oranges back to the treehouse. Less than a kilometer, a few minutes' walk. He placed them on a table on the 3rd floor. then went back out to collect more resources. 1 hour of work was extremely efficient. Though he hadn't fully explored the zone, his haul was substantial. Sour jujube, green directly edible, slightly sour, good as a snack. Bayberry, green slightly sour, edible, can be used to brew wine. King oyster mushroom, green wild fungus, thick flesh, tender and crisp, nutritious. Best cooked before eating. Black fungus, green wild fungus, smooth and tasty, nutritious. Best cooked before eating. No extraordinary finds, but plenty of edible resources. Makes sense, still within newbie protection, few animals around. The period primarily let survivors select treehouse locations. Expecting many high-grade resources was unrealistic. Gradually, Su Xian's mental alertness mellowed. He noticed he still felt more energetic than before eating the blue-grade orange. Could it be that the no side effects actually meant that this hour of alertness also counted as mental recovery equivalent to sleeping for 1 hour? Perfect for 996 work or all-nighters, a capitalist's dream. How fast these resources would regrow was uncertain, but considering poplar tree seeds grew in 10 days, he guessed these wouldn't take long either. After hours of exploration, Su Xian roughly mapped the resource zone, a square about 1 kilometer per side. 1 square kilometer equals 1 million square meters, about 1,500 acres. If all resources were his alone, it would be inexhaustible. 1 minor relief. No other survivors' tree houses were nearby. Through the trees, a blue glow flickered. He hurried toward it. Advanced poplar tree, blue higher-grade poplar, yields premium wood when felled. He found another high-grade poplar. Wait. Su Xian noticed the glowing blue soil beneath it. Chapter 13. Another patch of fertile soil, fertile soil. Su Xian's heart leapt. After all this time, aside from the soil he used to plant his treehouse, this was the second time he had seen blue-grade fertile soil. With it, he could cultivate blue-grade plants himself. He picked up his axe and felled the advanced poplar tree, obtaining 5 blue-grade wood. Blue using 1 piece in crafting tools significantly increases durability. In furniture crafting, it upgrades the furniture's quality. Blue-grade wood could boost tool durability and furniture quality. No wonder all the high-level furniture recipes required advanced materials. Looking at his half-worn green-grade improved stone axe, Su Xian winced at all the blue-grade stones he had spent. Shaking his head, he put that aside and grabbed his improved stone shovel, digging into the fertile soil. Obtained. Fertile soil, blue, times 1. Wood, blue, times 1. Poplar seed times 1. Even digging up a blue-grade log still yielded ordinary seeds. Su Xian felt confirmed in his earlier speculation. The soil's quality determined the final plant grade. That he made several trips, carrying food, wood, and soil back to the treehouse. Then he replaced a patch of poor soil nearby with the fertile blue soil. Looking at the newly fertile patch, he nodded in satisfaction. This was the day's biggest gain. With it, he could continuously produce blue-grade wood or food. What to plant first? He remembered another advanced poplar tree and quickly chopped it down, digging out its stump. Now he had 12 blue-grade wood in hand. Su Xian calculated. If I plant an apple tree, harvest the apples, then chop it down, I could get both blue-grade food and wood. He didn't have an apple seed yet, but green-grade apple trees were abundant in the zone. He could dig one up. Moreover, he hadn't seen a blue-grade apple yet. That would be a new, enhanced food item. Trying his luck, he chopped down a green-grade apple tree. Wood green, times 5. He dug up the stump. No apple seed this time. Another tree, apple seed, can be planted in soil. Takes 5 days to grow into a tree, another 5 days to bear fruit. Seeds obtained from eating apples didn't trigger system prompts. They were just ordinary seeds, slow-growing. These dug-up seeds had system bonuses, growing and fruiting in just 10 days. He planted the apple seed into the fertile blue soil. The seed sprouted visibly, breaking through the soil at a noticeable speed. Apple sapling, blue will grow into an apple tree in 5 days. Extremely fragile until then. Avoid stepping on it. Done. Let it grow for now. Su Xian returned to the treehouse, storing wood on the first floor and food on the third. He tried listing the poor soil on the trading platform. Private-bound resource, cannot trade. A pity. He had even thought of digging up green soil to sell, but no luck. looking at his current blue-grade materials. Large red berry. Blue grants 2 hours of night vision. Unlike light sources, allows night vision equal to daytime. Superior shiitake. Blue eating slightly and permanently increases intelligence. Needs cooking first. Orange. Blue energizes the mind for 1 hour, no side effects. Afterward, mental state is as refreshed as 1 hour of deep sleep. Stone. Blue greatly improves tool efficiency. Wood. Blue greatly improves tool durability and furniture quality. Iron, or blue Su X Iron didn't have it yet, but he had seen it with Li Wenci. Can smelt into blue-grade iron bars. Food provided temporary or permanent personal boosts. Materials significantly improved crafted tools and no time to waste. Craft what he could. Su X Iron initiated a video call with Li Wenci. Seconds later, she appeared, noticeably cleaner than before. Behind her, a fireplace was visible. Finished your work? Li Wenci beamed, sitting on her bed. You built a fireplace? Su Xian was surprised. Priority-wise, that seemed low. Not just the fireplace, also a furnace and grill. Had so many materials, had to use some. Did you save mine? Of course. I have tons of stone, barely used any. And if that's not enough, I can dig more. Li Wenci pouted slightly, hands on hips. A small rich girl vibe indeed. Look at this. Su Xian held up blue-grade wood for her to see. What's this? Li Wenci was puzzled. Su Xian sent her the system description. This. Upgrade furniture with blue-grade materials. Li Wenci's eyes widened, her body bouncing forward. The bed squeaked along. Exactly. I also have plenty of green wood. You have lots of stone, right? Let's trade, so you can make your stuff. Oh, okay. Su Xian traded 200 green wood for 200 green stones. He quickly crafted a basic furnace and placed it on the second floor. He tested adding a blue stone to improve furnace efficiency. No luck. Makes sense. Crafting a 100-stone furnace with 1 extra blue stone, improving efficiency, was wishful thinking. Chapter 14. Blue-grade furniture. The furnace towered over Su Xian, at least 2.5 meters high. Its stone structure gave off a strong industrial vibe. He placed a white wood log inside. It didn't ignite, but the system prompted, remaining burn time. 5 minutes, only 5 minutes? What about greenwood? He added a greenwood log, remaining burn time. 2 hours, 35 minutes. Wow. 155 minutes total, minus the 5 minutes of white wood. That's 150 minutes. 30 times longer than white wood. Su Xian dropped 20 green iron ore into the furnace. The fire surged instantly, waves of heat radiating outward, heating the entire furnace to a bright red, smelting iron block. 2 hours while the furnace worked itself, Su Xian returned to the third floor. The video call hadn't ended. Li Wenci still sat on her bed, staring blankly. Seeing him, she smiled. Finished the furnace? Yes, Su Xian nodded. It takes 5 iron ores to make 1 iron block, and half an hour to smelt 1. This furnace is too inefficient. That meant his 20 ores would yield for iron blocks. Acceptable. Didn't you go out this afternoon? Su Xian asked. Walked around a bit. Not far. Trees were sparse, plenty of stones, but I couldn't tell quality, so I just grabbed some. Nothing valuable, Li Wenci said, shrugging. Then, eyes sparkling, she looked at him expectantly. Hey, Su Xian, can you sell me some blue wood? This bed is awful. She patted the squeaky bed beneath her, showing her the blue wood earlier was already meant for sale. After all, the little rich girl had plenty of resources. Sure. How many do you want? Her eyes lit up. You have a lot? Not many. Su Xian shrugged. 3 at most. Great. Same price as before. 60 green resources for 3 blue wood. Based on burning times, 1 green would last 30 times longer than white wood. Plus, green-grade resources had extra properties. 1 blue-grade material was worth far more than 20 green-grade ones. Trading with Li Wenci was fine. He hadn't forgotten. He himself had traded at 20:1 for blue stones. How many blue iron ore do you have? I want a 1:1 trade. Oh, and some blue stones too. Li Wenci acted decisively, initiating a trade. Trade initiated. 3 blue iron ore plus 2 blue stone, 5 blue wood. Su Xian agreed. After a few more words, they ended the call. She would probably rush to upgrade her furniture. That bed was unbearable. Su Xian immediately removed the old bed and crafted a new one using 1 blue wood. Craft with 9 green wood plus 1 blue wood? Yes, that a bed appeared, far superior to the original. Wooden bed, blue made from high-grade wood. Emits a unique wood fragrance that promotes sleep and accelerates mental and physical recovery. Warning: may cause oversleeping due to comfort. Though still a simple wooden bed without sheets or blankets, the blue-grade quality was impressive. Su Xian checked the crafting list. No recipe appeared. Only the basic white wood bed recipe required 10 white wood. So, basic recipes can produce higher-grade items if using better materials. With 12 blue wood, he gave Li Wenci 5, used 1, leaving 6 blue wood. Combined with his fertile blue soil, he could keep producing blue-grade materials. No need to be stingy. Other furniture he could craft. High-back chair, blue ergonomic, slowly restores stamina and mental energy when seated, improves crafting success rates. Dining table, blue eating near it enhances food taste and effects. That Su Xian smiled. The chair would be useful when crafting higher-level items, which may have a failure chance later. The dining table was even more surprising. He grabbed a blue large red berry, which granted 2 hours of night vision, and sat at the table for a meal. 1 regular apple and 2 regular oranges, then the berry. Instantly, his eyes brightened. The dimming view outside turned crisp and clear. 3 hours? Su Xian noted. The berry's effect extended 50% longer than usual. He also felt a sense of fullness. Normally, he avoided overeating to prevent drowsiness during important tasks. This time, a small meal, enhanced by the blue furniture, effectively provided extra energy. The dining table not only amplified blue-grade food effects, but also boosted basic nourishment, making his meal feel 1.5 times more satisfying. This dining table is truly a remarkable item. Chapter 15. A little red panda. After eating the blue large red berry, Su Xian wasted no time. He grabbed his tools and headed down from the treehouse. At the base, his eyes immediately fell on the young apple tree, now grown into a small sapling. That grew fast, but maybe I should protect it. What if wild animals trample it once the newbie protection period ends? He thought for a moment, then returned upstairs to the crafting menu, selecting simple fence. After crafting a few, he placed them around the apple tree, forming a protective circle. Satisfied, Su Xian began gathering wood. He chopped relentlessly until his upgraded stone axe finally broke into pieces from 0 durability. Next came the tedious part, transporting the wood. This is exhausting. He cleared a small path around the treehouse. The distance to the wood was considerable, and he feared leaving it might risk losing it. Like in other games where uncollected resources disappear, animals will appear tomorrow. I need the backpack ready ASAP. Su Xian muttered to himself while hauling. Suddenly, a rustling came from the jungle. For the past 2 days, the only sounds were wind and insects. Su Xian stiffened and turned toward the noise. Thanks to the night vision from the blue large red berry, he could see everything in the forest clearly. A low bush shook unnaturally. It wasn't the wind. He paused, setting down the wood and grabbing a makeshift weapon. "Who's there?" he called out cautiously. The bush stopped moving immediately. Definitely something alive. "Come on out. I can see you." He tried, testing the situation. The bush shook again. A small brown head popped out, white markings on its face, and its white ears twitched. Its tiny face was smeared with leaves. That Su Xian froze. The creature looked harmless, just a little ball of fur staring at him. A red panda? Or a raccoon? It struggled a bit, then emerged fully, shaking off leaves and slowly walking to Su Xian, paws gripping his shorts, letting out tiny squeaks. That Su Xian, still tense, almost kicked it, but the creature showed no hostility. Its cuteness melted his nerves. How is there a wild animal during newbie protection? He cautiously reached out, petting the creature's head. It squeaked happily but didn't release him. A red panda, right? Getting closer, he confirmed it. The brown, adorable creature was unmistakably a red panda. Raccoons were black and white with mischievous faces. Not this sweet. Su Xian seemed to understand its intentions. He pulled out a blue large red berry from his pocket. "You want this?" The tiny creature squeaked excitedly, eyes pleading, but didn't snatch it. Su Xian placed the berry near its mouth. The red panda grabbed it with its little paws and quickly devoured it, eyes closing in bliss. Then it squeaked again and disappeared into the jungle. There's something special about this little guy. Even the black bear in the cave vanished due to world rules, but it's still here. Satisfied, Su Xian continued transporting the wood, Why now? The furnace had finished smelting the iron blocks. Su Xian carefully checked them, surprisingly cool to the touch. He placed 4 green iron ore and 1 blue iron ore into the furnace. According to the system, 5 green ore made a green iron block, but adding 1 blue ore upgraded the block to blue quality. Perfect ratio, 4:1. Holding the freshly crafted green iron blocks, Su Xian hesitated. He didn't rush to craft a grill yet. He wanted to wait for the blue iron to finish, so he could craft a high-level blue grill, knowing from experience that it would have special effects. Since he already had the materials, why settle for less? While waiting for smelting, Su Xian returned to the third-floor screen and opened the regional chat. Remaining players, 9997. He remembered it had been 9,998, so 3 had died during the initial newbie protection period. I wonder how they died, tripped, and hit a rock. Su Xian shook his head. The chat remained lively. Friends, newbie protection ends in a few hours. How's everyone doing? Haha, I found an apple tree near my treehouse. This treehouse is too small. I can't carry all the wood back, so I just piled it at the base. Guys, the identification station can be outside. No need to clutter your tiny treehouse. What? I wish I knew earlier. My treehouse is already full. Anyone have food? I'll trade green wood. How are people still without food? This is a forest, not a desert. I planted my treehouse at the spawn. Nothing around except poplars. Chapter 16. First hot meal. Su Xian scrolled through the regional chat. One player, Ji Chuyang, was very active, sharing practical tips and gaining popularity among newbies. The newbie protection period is almost over, but I can't craft weapons in my treehouse. Do I need a crafting table for that? Does anyone have a crafting table yet? Sell some weapons. Ji Chuyang. I crafted a table, but it doesn't have weapons, only advanced tools and life equipment. Su Xian raised an eyebrow. So he wasn't the only lucky one who managed to gather 100 green materials and build a crafting table during newbie protection. These 3 days were meant for settling the treehouse and planting crops, and resources nearby were scarce. Even with his identification ability, Su Xian had needed cooperation to collect enough green materials that he checked the crafting table. Indeed, no weapons. The closest was a stone axe, which didn't require the table, but how effective would it be against upcoming dangers? His previous axe had broken, so he crafted a new one using 1 blue stone, 1 blue wood, and some green materials. Refined stone axe, blue. Can chop purple tier trees, or below. Enhanced stone, and would make it extremely durable and sharp. Durability, 1000. A blue tier axe with 1000 durability. Even purple level trees could be chopped. Su Xian smiled. Hopefully, it wouldn't cut down his own purple tier treehouse, suppressing the urge to test it on his treehouse. He continued watching the regional chat. Ji Chuyang was sharing his crafting discoveries. Furnace, fireplace, torch, grill, backpack. These are craftable. Others immediately begged for help, discussing fairness, resource distribution, and mutual aid. Su Xian shook his head. In this environment, moral pressure is everywhere. Not my problem yet. Half an hour later, Su Xian descended to the second floor, took out freshly smelted blue iron blocks, and tossed the remaining ore into the furnace. Blue iron block. Purified iron block. Using one in crafting improves the tool's tier. He then crafted his long-awaited grill. Frowny face grill. Blue. High-tier grill. Cooks food perfectly, enhancing taste and slightly boosting raw material effects. Using white wood as fuel, he placed the blue mushrooms, king oyster mushrooms, and wood ear mushrooms on the grill. The aroma of the mushrooms filled the treehouse. The grill automatically stopped the fire once cooking was complete, leaving Su Xian impressed. No more undercooked or burnt food. He crafted simple bowls and chopsticks from white wood. Blue wood would have been overkill. With the blue grill and his blue dining table, the mushroom's flavor and effect were enhanced. Finally, a proper hot meal. He ate thoroughly, savoring every bite. Although the blue mushrooms supposedly gave a permanent, tiny intelligence boost. Su Xian couldn't feel it immediately, but taste and satisfaction were enough. With a few hours of night vision left from the blue large red berry, Su Xian decided to make a quick trip to the lake. He gathered lotus roots and reeds, eyeing fish glowing faintly in the moonlit water. Catching fish without a tool proved difficult, but he managed to collect edible resources. Fishing really is a skill-based task. Wet and tired, he messaged Li Wenci for greenstone and initiated a trade. 100 green wood, 100 greenstone. She accepted instantly and soon called him on video. Seeing his drenched, messy appearance, Su Xian declined. Later, he replied, quickly crafting a fireplace near the giant screen. The fireplace had an automatic smoke absorption function, perfect for removing cooking smoke and drying his wet clothes. He tossed in white wood, frowny face, remaining burn time. 15 minutes. The treehouse gradually warmed, and in 10 minutes, his clothes were dry and odorless. Su Xian returned the call. The fourth video chat with the new girl that day. Who would have thought this little girl loved video calls so much? Chapter 17. The beasts awakened. The video call connected quickly. Su Xian immediately noticed that Li Wenci's furniture was completely upgraded, identical to his own. You actually crafted all of this furniture too? Before he could speak, the girl interrupted, pointing at his grill. Even your grill is advanced. Su Xian was puzzled. How can you tell? Just looks better than mine. Li Wenci replied, pointing at her own grill, which indeed looked simpler than Su Xian's. Why didn't you make it advanced? Forgot. Just made it quickly, she said casually. She added, I went out tonight and hauled a bunch of ores back. We're not short on stones or ores now. Honestly, this newbie protection period is boring. We can't do anything besides mining. And if we go too far, I even got a warning. Su Xian frowned. A warning? It said not to stray too far from the treehouse or bad things would happen. Didn't explain what exactly, but the tone was serious. Su Xian realized their activity range was limited to the area around the treehouse. Going far away wasn't allowed. No wonder those who planted treehouses at the spawn point have it rough. Nothing around, and they're limited even more. He reminded her, be careful tomorrow. Those caves might house dangerous beasts, which will return as soon as the newbie protection ends. Li Wenci held up her mind ores, glowing blue even through the screen. I thought of that, so I grabbed a bunch of ores. Now all basic items are crafted, and I've even filled a whole layer with stones. I can survive for a while just selling stones. Su Xian relaxed. She was his only source of blue ores for now. Though he found a cave, it contained black bears, and defeating those would take time. After exchanging messages, they ended the call, clearly already acting like partners. Night fell. The jungle outside had cooled slightly. The dense banyan leaves blocked the wind, but not Su Xian's sight. The canopy swayed, rustling with the wind. Sleepiness crept in. Suddenly, a mechanical voice echoed in his mind. Congratulations, survivors. You have passed the newbie protection phase and now own your treehouse. From now on, the world will no longer protect you. Survive. Stage 1 begins. Unlock weapons and armor crafting. On this dark and terrifying night, beasts suppressed for 3 days are awakening. Survive the beast surge tonight to earn true rebirth. Su Xian snapped awake. Beasts were stirring. Survival just got real. He looked outside. A giant owl, wings spanning nearly 2 meters, flew past the canopy, letting out a harsh, eerie screech. This owl, it's huge. Bigger than any owl on Earth. The jungle erupted. Birds called. Beasts roared. The creatures trapped for days were finally released. A wolf howl echoed from afar. Su Xian's treehouse was safe for now. 10 meters above ground, hidden by thick leaves, almost invisible to predators. Then came a tremendous splash from the lake. Su Xian turned to see a massive giant water serpent rising from the center. Its head, patterned like cracked stone, glowed pale under the moonlight. Black eyes like abyssal pits surveyed the land. Just the head, emerging 6 or 7 meters, hinted at its immense body. Its girth spanned 2 meters. All nearby beasts fled, retreating into the jungle. The serpent's crimson tongue flickered, as if eyeing a delicious meal. Maybe Su Xian himself. Su Xian quickly retreated, consuming a red berry large for night vision. Peeking again, he saw chaos. Night predators circling, wolves howling, and the lake beast looming. The jungle was a bloody battlefield. This night won't be easy. Remembering the newly unlocked weapons and armor crafting, Su Xian rushed to the crafting menu. A few basic blueprints appeared. Frowny face wood stick, white. A simple blunt weapon. Cheap but effective if strength is sufficient. Durability, 200. Requires 10 white wood. Wood hammer, white. Heavy but manageable wooden hammer. Slightly weaker in power. Durability, 200. Requires 10 white wood. Bone knife, white. Basic knife for carving beast corpses. Provides lowest tier materials. Requires 5 white stone. Su Xian's survival instincts kicked in. Tonight, he would need every tool and every strategy to endure the beast's onslaught. Chapter 18. Weapon crafting. These weapons are useless. Su Xian stared at the wooden sticks and hammers. Looking at the massive owl, wolves, and the giant water serpent outside, these toys wouldn't even scratch a beast. He turned to the crafting table, only to find no weapon blueprints. Instead, a new workstation appeared. Frowny face weapon and armor crafting station, green. A tool station required to craft advanced weapons and armor. Allows crafting and repairing of weapons and armor. Do not test weapon sharpness here, or your weapon may break. Requires 50 green wood, 5 green iron blocks. Su Xian rushed downstairs, gathering his 7 green iron blocks and 2 blue iron blocks. He tried adding blue materials, but the station warned, advanced materials cannot enhance this station. Continue. Of course, he canceled. Advanced materials weren't magic. Using just the required green materials, he successfully crafted the weapon crafting station and placed it next to the basic crafting table. A loud clang echoed, but the beasts outside didn't notice. Relieved, Su Xian began operating the station. The workstation, though primarily wooden, had metal components, a realistic tool feel, and a small holographic screen displaying blueprints. Frowny face would bow, green. Simple bow. 30 range. Low damage, but hitting a vital spot is effective. Durability, 200. Requires 5 green wood, 1 beast tendon. Wood arrow, white. Simple wooden arrow, no fletching. Low accuracy. Recyclable. 20 arrows require 4 white wood. Stone arrow, green. Stone tip, wooden shaft, feathered. Standard arrow, precise. Recyclable. 20 arrows require 2 green stone, 2 white wood, 2 green feathers. Stone spear, green. Effective for beast combat. Sharp spearhead penetrates easily. Durability, 200. Requires 5 green wood, 2 green stone. Iron weapons were absent, perhaps locked for later. Su Xian skipped swords and knives. They required skill and were ineffective against wild beasts for newbies. Spears, however, were battlefield killers, even for novices. History proved it. Most famous generals favored long polearms over swords. Using 1 blue wood and 1 blue stone, Su Xian crafted a blue stone spear. Frowny face stone spear, blue. Most powerful stone weapon against beasts. Sharp spearhead pierces beast hides easily. Durability, 1000. Excellent. The workstation could repair weapons, so as long as it didn't break, the spear was reusable. Checking armor. Only leather sets existed. No wood or iron. Su Xian still had his newbie outfit, but at least his body had adapted to the jungle. Scratches from branches and thorns no longer tore him up. Armed with the bluestone spear, Su Xian checked the region chat. Ah, what are these things outside? Tiger. It's clawing at my window. That bird is huge. Impossible. Science won't save you here. My treehouse is surrounded by wolves. Help. Chaos reigned. Su Xian messaged Li Wenci. How's it on your side? Quick reply. Beasts are scary, but my treehouse is high. They can't reach or see me. You. Su Xian's safe. But a big snake keeps eyeing my treehouse. I'll trade you some wood for iron blocks. Hold on, do you have red berries? Send some instead. Trade completed. 3 red berries, 60 green iron blocks. A bargain. That he threw the iron blocks into the furnace. Fortunately quiet, so no beast would notice that Su Xian considered shooting arrows from the treehouse. Stone throws worked, so arrows should too. But arrows needed beast tendons, only obtainable from carcasses below. Too risky, with so many beasts prowling. Sure enough, a black bear and wolves were already fighting. He considered scavenging a corpse, but attempting to unlock survival world creator permissions? Again, last time, the failed attempt gave him identification ability, letting him gain an early advantage. Could this time be different? Unlock failed. Attempting second unlock. Unlock failed. Attempting seventh unlock. Unlock failed. Partial creator permissions granted. Map access. Chapter 19. Map permissions and hunting. Map permissions. Su Exine focused. Instantly, a map appeared in his mind. Some areas were illuminated, most still shrouded in darkness. The lit areas traced the path he had walked from the spawn point, along the river, ending at the lake. His treehouse, the Black Bear Cave, and all resource zones glowed faint green. Even more astonishing, red dots moved across the map, some large, some small. These must be the beasts. Near his treehouse, 5 red dots, one slightly larger surrounded by 4 smaller ones. Su Xen looked down. Indeed, a black bear was encircled by 4 wolves at the lake's center. A blazing red radiated like the sun, surrounded by countless smaller dots. That had to be the giant water serpent. Su Xian raised his eyes. The serpent's gaze seemed locked with his, its black eyes reflecting moonlight, sending a chill down his spine as if it really saw me. I'm done for. Then, without warning, the serpent moved. Its massive body rose, water cascading like a waterfall, sweeping fish into the air before they splashed back into the lake. The serpent snapped its crimson maw, hissing, the abyssal mouth enough to swallow his entire treehouse. Heart pounding, Su Xian braced himself, but the serpent suddenly submerged, arching its body into a spinning water wheel before disappearing. The blazing red that faded from the map. Only scattered smaller red dots remained, frantically moving in the lake's center. Submerged, and it disappears? But other small dots remain. Maybe the lake is connected underground? It's huge enough for the serpent to hide and move. At least the serpent no longer targeted his treehouse, letting Su Xian breathe a little easier. This ability, it's insane. It marks enemies on the map like X-ray vision. Even unlit areas showed red dots. Exploration would now be safer. Looking back, a red near his treehouse had vanished. Below, the black bear had killed 1 wolf. The remaining 3 wolves, bloodied and battered, still circled, growling. The bear, though wounded, turned its back, indulging in its hard-earned meal. That Su Xian's eyes lit up. If this was the bear from the cave, killing it here would remove a major threat. He gripped his bluestone spear, ready to strike. The bear was directly beneath the tree canopy, meaning Su Xian could drop from the treehouse and pierce it from above. Let's do this. He ate a blue-quality orange, instantly shaking off fatigue. Alert and energized, Su Xian held the spear tightly. Securing himself with banyan roots, he aimed at the bear's skull, counting silently. 3, 2, 1. Releasing the root, he fell like a stone. The free-fall sensation mirrored bungee jumping, but Su Xian focused solely on the bear below. Thud! The spear pierced the bear's skull. It screamed, blood splattering, and collapsed instantly. No struggle, no resistance. Su Xian's first successful hunt. A black bear. He quickly tied the bear and a half-eaten wolf to the first floor of his treehouse, avoiding blood in his sleeping area. This bear must weigh over 200 kilograms. Even the wolves are enormous, far larger than Earth's counterparts. This world's beasts are stronger, more dangerous. That must be why the voice kept warning about leaving the treehouse. Survival without shelter is nearly impossible. He crafted a bone knife at the crafting table. Using 4 green stones and 1 blue stone, he produced a blue bone knife, frowny face bone knife. Blue. A refined knife that rapidly dissects beast carcasses. Chance to obtain blue grade or lower materials. Durability. 1000. Good tools make the work easier. Sharpen the blade before chopping. Chapter 20. Finally, a backpack. Holding the blue bone knife, Su Xian got to work. Though he had never dissected an animal before, the knife guided him instinctively. Where to cut, how to slice. Its sharpness made the task effortless. Soon, the bear and wolf were fully disassembled. Materials obtained: complete bear hide, green, times 1 fragmented wolf hide, white, times 1 bear meat, green, 200 kg wolf meat, green. 80 kg bear paw, green, times 1 bear paw, blue, times 1 bear bone, green, times 2 wolf bone, green, times 2 Su Xion's eyes lit up at the blue-grade bear paw, blue, high-grade ingredient. Proper cooking can yield exquisite taste and permanently increase consumer strength slightly. Finally, a food item that could boost strength. In this survival world, physical training wasn't feasible. Such food was invaluable. Most other materials were ordinary: hides, bones, and meat. Unfortunately, internal organs were gone, probably automatically consumed by the system. Su Xion frowned. No beast sinew? Maybe it was a chance-based drop. His luck hadn't favored him this time. Still, the priority was crafting a backpack. Materials: 1 green beast hide plus 3 white ropes. He had the bear hide and had collected reeds by the lake, which could be twisted into rope. Moments later, frowny face backpack, green. 10 slots. Each slot can hold items depending on type. Reduces item weight to 20% of original. Su Xion tested it by placing 100 pieces of wood inside. Normally 50 kilograms, now only 10 kilograms. Light enough to carry with ease. This feels amazing. His excitement surged. With the backpack, he could retrieve carcasses without worrying about weight. That 200 kilograms bear now felt manageable at 40 kg. He glanced at the map. The red dots had diminished after the beast conflict. Dead, injured, or scattered. The lake's small sun hadn't reappeared. Peering through the tree canopy, Su Xion saw scattered carcasses, partially devoured. Wolves feasted on remains, making some loot less valuable. Broken meat would spoil, so he could only sell or leave it. Bones remained useful, though, but he could wait until the beasts left before collecting. It's not worth risking my life now. Then Su Xion noticed the fragmented wolf hide. Could low-grade materials be used for low-grade items? He approached the crafting table, using the white fragmented wolf hide. A spark of light, and frowny face repaired backpack, white, 5 slots. Reduces item weight to 50%. Brilliant. Waste not, want not. Though inferior, it could still be sold or traded. Reducing weight by half effectively doubled carrying capacity. Valuable in this early survival stage. Checking the regional channel, the number of survivors had dropped to 8,156, then instantly to 8,155. Nearly 2,000 people died in mere hours after the newbie protection ended. Living in a high treehouse, Su Xion was safe, except for that one giant serpent, but the death toll still weighed on him. As the beast tide receded, the chat began to revive. We survived. So many died. Can we really make it? 20+ hours left in day 1. And this is just the start. Shut up. Thanks to Ji Chaoyang, I survived. +1, +2 Ji Chaoyang. Su Xion's curiosity was piqued. Another notable survivor in this brutal world.